It's 2026. You scroll your phone and see a 22-year-old claiming he made $47,000 last month from AI automation. Another guy says he flipped a niche Shopify store for $180,000. Someone else is trading options from their laptop in Bali, and you're sitting there thinking, am I missing something? You're not broke. You're not irresponsible. You work. You save a little. Maybe you invest, but it feels like everyone else is moving faster. And you're wondering, what are the actual ways people get rich now? My name is Chris, and I spend way too much time thinking about how wealth is actually built in modern economies. If you're someone who works hard but feels like you're not accelerating financially the way you should be, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Look, let's challenge something immediately. There are not 500 ways to get rich. There are about 7 core paths. Everything else is a variation. And here's what most people don't realize. Wealth in 2026 is less about hustle and more about leverage. So today we're breaking down every real way people get rich in 2026. The math, the psychology, the risk, the probability, no hype. And we're starting with the most misunderstood one, high income plus high savings rate. This is the boring path. It's also statistically the most common. Here's the math. If you earn $120,000 per year and save 35%, that's $42,000 invested annually. At a 7% annual return, after 10 years you're looking at roughly $580,000 to $650,000 depending on timing. After 20 years, you're well over $1.5 million. No viral moment, no crypto moonshot, just disciplined capital accumulation. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but I don't make $120,000. Okay, let's adjust. If you make $85,000 and save 25%, that's about $21,000 per year invested. Over 25 years at 7%, that still builds into 7 figures. Here's what most people don't realize is the wealth multiplier early on is not return, it's savings rate. And psychologically, this path is hard because it's invisible. There's no applause for maxing out your retirement accounts. But this is the backbone. Equity ownership. Now we step into leverage. Employees trade time for money. Owners trade risk for scale. If you own equity in a company that grows 10 times, your wealth multiplies without multiplying hours. Example, you join a startup and receive 1% equity. The company eventually sells for $40 million. Your stake? $400,000 before taxes. This is asymmetric upside. But here's the psychological trap. Most startups fail. You're taking risk in exchange for potential exponential reward. This is where it gets really interesting. The wealthy don't just earn income. They accumulate equity. Public companies through stock. Private companies through ownership. Real estate through property. Ownership scales. Content plus audience leverage. It's 2026. Content is not optional anymore. People are building 6-figure and 7-figure businesses from YouTube, newsletters, podcasts, niche communities. Why? Distribution. If you control attention, you control monetization. Let's say you build an audience of 100,000 engaged followers. If 2% purchase a $200 product annually, that's 2,000 buyers. Revenue, $400,000. That's without brand deals, sponsorships, or affiliate income. Here's what most people don't realize. The real asset isn't views, it's trust. And trust converts. But psychologically, content feels risky because you're exposed publicly. The upside? Scalable income. Skill arbitrage. 2026 is defined by AI leverage. People who understand how to use AI to automate workflows, marketing systems, analytics, content production, and multiplying output. If one person can now do the work of 5 using automation, their income ceiling increases. Let's run math. You build an AI-powered agency generating $30,000 per month with 60% margin. That's $18,000 per month profit. Annualized, $216,000. Now scale that to $50,000 per month. This is leverage through systems. But here's what most people don't realize. Tools don't create wealth. Execution does. AI lowers the barrier. It doesn't eliminate effort. Investing early plus letting time compound. This one sounds obvious, but it's underestimated. If you invest $10,000 per year starting at age 25 at 7%, by 55 you're near $1 million. Start at 35 instead? Roughly half. Time is the multiplier. And this is where psychology destroys people. Delayed gratification feels unnatural. Your brain prefers immediate reward. Wealth prefers patience. Real estate. Real estate remains powerful in 2026 for one reason: leverage. You can control a $500,000 asset with $100,000 down. If that property appreciates 5% annually, that's $25,000 in equity growth on your capital, plus rental income. But here's the thing: real estate is not passive in the beginning, it's operational. It becomes passive when scaled properly. Speculation, crypto, options trading, early stage investments. Yes, people get rich here. Yes, most lose money. Here's what most people don't realize: speculation is not a strategy, it's a bet, and betting with money you cannot afford to lose destroys long-term compounding. The wealthy often speculate with surplus capital, not rent money. Now let's zoom out. Every path to wealth in 2026 falls into one of three categories: earn more, own more, leverage more. That's it. Earn through high income or skill stacking. Own through equity, investments or property. Leverage through systems, media, capital or technology. Now you might be thinking, okay, but which one should I choose? Here's the thing. Most wealthy people combine at least two: high income plus investing, business ownership plus real estate, content plus equity, AI agency plus portfolio investing, wealth stacks. And this is where it gets really interesting. The modern path to getting rich isn't choosing one lane, it's sequencing lanes. Phase 1, increase income aggressively. Phase 2, convert income to assets. Phase 3, let assets compound. Phase 4, introduce leverage. Now let's talk about the real obstacle: behavior. Most people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they lack consistency. They chase trends instead of building foundations. They want exponential returns without linear discipline. And wealth doesn't work like that. Wealth compounds boring behavior. Here's your framework for 2026. Increase income through skill stacking or strategic career moves. Maintain a minimum 25 to 35% savings rate. Invest consistently in diversified assets. Build one scalable leverage stream. Avoid lifestyle inflation during acceleration years. That's it. No magic, no secret algorithm, just structure. And here's the final mindset shift. Getting rich in 2026 is easier than ever, and harder than ever. Easier because tools, access, and information are everywhere. Harder because distraction is everywhere. If this helped you understand every real way to build wealth in 2026, subscribe. Because wealth isn't built by guessing. It's built by understanding leverage and applying it consistently. You now know the lanes, but lanes mean nothing without numbers. So let's talk timelines, because this is where people either get motivated or quit. Let's say you start from zero in 2026. No investments, no business, just income. If you earn $80,000 and save 30%, that's $24,000 per year invested. At 7% annually, after 10 years, you're around $330,000 to $350,000. After 15 years, you're approaching $600,000. That's not flashy, but it's powerful. Now stack income growth. If you increase income to $120,000 within 5 years and keep savings rate consistent, contributions jump to $36,000 per year. Suddenly compounding accelerates. Here's what most people don't realize. Income growth in the first decade matters more than portfolio optimization. A 10% raise beats a 0.5% expense ratio improvement every time early on. Now layer leverage. If during those years you build a side business generating $4,000 per month profit, that's $48,000 annually. Invest that. Suddenly your yearly invested capital doubles. Wealth does not grow in straight lines. It grows in layers. Now let's address something uncomfortable. Most people overestimate how fast they'll get rich and underestimate how rich they can become in 15 to 20 years. The internet makes overnight success look common. It isn't. What is common? Consistent capital stacking. Earn more, save aggressively, invest automatically, introduce scalable leverage, repeat. Now here's the deeper psychological layer. Humans crave certainty. Wealth building has uncertainty. Markets fluctuate. Businesses fail. Content stalls. That discomfort causes quitting. But here's what most people don't realize. Quitting resets compounding. Consistency protects it. Let's talk realistic wealth stacking for 2026. Phase 1, years 1 to 3. Maximize income growth. Switch jobs strategically. Negotiate. Learn AI tools. Increase value creation. Phase 2, years 3 to 7. Maintain savings rate. Build diversified investment base. Phase 3, Years 5 to 10, introduce scalable leverage. Business, content, equity. Phase 4, years 10 plus, protect assets, optimize taxes, expand ownership. By year 15, a disciplined individual combining income growth, 35% savings, 7% investment returns, and one leverage stream can cross $1 to $2 million net worth. Not because they guessed right, because they stacked intelligently. This is where it gets really interesting. Once you cross $500,000 invested at 7%, that's $35,000 annual growth. At $1 million, that's $70,000. At $2 million, that's $140,000. Your capital begins working harder than you. And that's the shift from effort-driven income to asset-driven income. Now let me challenge a common assumption. You do not need a viral moment to get rich. You need structure. Viral success is variance. Structure is probability. Wealth favors probability. So here's the final mindset shift. In 2026, the opportunity isn't hidden. It's structured. High income, ownership, leverage, patience. Combine them. Sequence them. Protect them. And stop chasing noise. If this changed how you see getting rich in 2026, subscribe. Because wealth isn't built in 12 minutes, but clarity can be. And once you have clarity, execution becomes inevitable. I'll see you in the next one.